Okay, I think that should be recording now.
Yep.
Let's see. Is that the icon at the top?
If you need to zoom at all, that one do.
Yeah.
Just Control plus.
Control plus.
Plus is top right.
Oh, I just wanted to make it full screen, but.
It is full screen then.
Alright, okay. Okay, good morning everyone. For those joining us on YouTube, welcome. So, previously in our super cool web series, Vincent introduced us to Sass to style our React component. Whoop whoop. Today we're going to explore a similar topic, and we're going to talk about a different method to style our components in React. So, is that gonna work? Okay. Okay, fair enough. Okay, so we're going to talk about styled component. What is it, and why should we use it? So, style component is essentially a React library which allows us to write CSS in JS. So far, how we've been writing CSS code in our applications? External CSS. So, for example, if I can find it. So, basically, we're currently using external CSS. So what we do is, if we want a div in our application, we give it a class name. I called it wrapper. Obviously, you can call it whatever you want. Then you close that HTML tag. And then you create a file. And you're using the class name that matches the class name in the div. And you give it whatever properties you want, right? So with style component, we do something slightly different. So with style component, you can essentially create a constant variable. So let's call it wrapper. Again, you can call it whatever you want. And you will use style, because it's a styled component. It's a div. There you go. And syntactically, what you need to do is use a tag template literal. Does everyone remember what the tag template literal is? What's that? Yeah, at some point we'll talk about it later. Anyone else? No? Okay, so it's the backtick, which on a window, let me find them. Right, yeah, got it. Thank you guys. So I will open my backtick and close it. I'll put my semicolon here. I'll go and fetch my properties. Right there. And go. So I don't need that file anymore, so I can delete that. Yes. And there's one more step that I need to do. So now, basically, I've created a component called wrapper, which has all of the CSS properties I wanted to give it. So what do you think I should replace my div by? How should I render my component of wrapper in my application?
Class name?
With the what?
With the class name?
Which is, in that context? How did I call my variable?
Wrapper.
Yeah. So it's basically a React component, right? So when you want to render a React component, you just open a tag with its name, the name of the component, and then you close the tag. Right, so that's it. Okay. Was that? Oh yeah. Sorry. Yes, quite right. And obviously, before you start creating any style component, I should have started with that, but you need to install the style components library in your application. So you run npm install style components, and then don't forget to import it in your file. Yeah, questions so far? Nilofer? So style components is actually a third-party library. So all you need to do is you create your React app, right? So create React app, and then you do npm install. Hang on, I have the command here in my slides somewhere. Yeah, there we go. So npm install self-save style components. Does that make sense? Yeah. So the good thing with style components is that every time you create a style component, you're basically generating a unique class name for that component. So you don't need to worry about duplicating names. You can easily delete a component and all of the properties attached to that component. And so, yeah, and you don't have to always go back and forth between your JavaScript file and your CSS file. So it's just easier to maintain your file, and it also improves readability because you don't have class names everywhere. So another thing we can do with class components is adapt a component based on its properties. So what you can do is you can insert a function within that component that gets passed the properties, the CSS properties of the component. So, for example, in my application here, oops, wrong one. Okay, so I have 3 titles, yeah? Torek, would you like to do us the honor, please?
Good morning, angels.
Yeah. Okay, so we have 3 titles. So obviously in HTML, what can we do if, say, we want a main title and a subtitle and a third title, and we want them of different size?
The heading tags?
Yeah, the heading tags. So we've got H1, H2, H3, obviously. What else? Which we've been talking about so far. If you want to use external CSS, you would. Yeah, so you would again give a class name to your header, and then you would style it in an external file, right?
Yeah.
But with a style component, I'll give you one example. I'll get rid of. I'm not gonna get rid of it, but. Okay, so what I can do is I can pass it a function, yeah? The function gets passed the properties of the component, which is right now our title. And if it has a primary property, or class I suppose, then if primary is true, you get royal blue, and if it's not, you get pale violet red. So here we get, oh yeah, sorry, I'll show you. So then when I render my component, I call it title and I pass it primary, and we get pale violet red. Does that make sense or not already? Yeah? So what if we wanted to change the font size? How would we do that? If I wanted to give a different font size to that title, for example. How? Yeah. So what should I start with? What is the, yeah? So the property would be font size. The CSS property would be font size. And then we're using the $, which Yuan mentioned at the beginning. So yeah, that's one of the things that you can do with tag template literals. If I can get it right. Do you know what? Copy paste. Yeah, I was just not sure which command to. So we pass it props primary.
Use primary there.
Yeah. I mean, you can call it something else. Yeah. What do you want to call it?
Yeah, I just thought otherwise you're going to be forced to have a royal blue colour as well, right? If you call it
Oh yeah.
primary.
Yeah.
So you want them to stick.
So yeah, obviously it depends. Like here I wanted to change the font as well, but so you can give it a different condition.
Making it bold or big or something like that.
Yeah, we can call it bold.
Yeah.
So if bold is true, which size would you want to give it? Should we say 48 pixel?
Yeah.
Cool. Or I don't know, 32? Good enough. And then we can call that one bold, perhaps. Okay. Let's see if that changed anything. Not really.
Bigger than the other two.
Yeah. So you can do that for anything you want. So I might delete those buttons and we can create them together. Yeah, let's just get rid of that. Right. What do you want to do with those buttons? Yeah? So how would I do that? $sign. Is it $, or just shift? Ah, right, okay. Sorry. Yeah. Props. Cool. So what would you want to call that button? Accept? Yeah. Okay. And then question mark. And then what color do you want to give it? Right, cool. blue, or okay, yeah, cool. So that's for the color of the text. If we want a background. Mm-hmm. So, Porrick.
Yes.
Do you want to style that button for us, please?
Well,
Yeah, do you want to style the background for us?
I guess it'll be props. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Would it be the same props dot as the one in colour?
Yeah, you can use the same, yeah. What background color would you like?
Background, let's go for green.
Sure. Sorry. Up. Green. Or
Purple.
purple. Don't know if that's gonna be easily readable, but we'll see. So yeah, and obviously, yeah. I think that should work. Here we are. Woo. Cool. Okay, so another way to do what you've just done with the button is that you can. So that was adapting the component button using its props by passing it a function, but you can also extend it. That means when you extend the component, you don't actually need a function. So I can create a new variable with, say, my reject button. And I'm gonna use styled again, because again it's a style component, and within it I'm gonna pass it my other button variable. So it's going to inherit the style of that first button, so the font size, the font family, etc., etc. But I can modify it if I want to. So let's say we wanted to change the color to purple. Okay, so I put purple in here. And I want the oh sorry, that was red actually. Red. And I want the background color to be purple, right? So I don't need that anymore, so I can get rid of it. There we go. And in that case, what would I need to do here to render my new component? So that's my first button. That's my second button, which is extending the first one. So what is that the correct name or not for that component? Yeah. Yeah. Okay, let's see if it's still here. It's not. Let me check. I might have done something wrong. Or have I given it the same property to both of them, actually? Purple. Oh, yeah, yeah. So I will change it. I've forgotten something maybe? Color. What's that, sorry?
The reject component division.
It's the first constant button that we change to something else.
Line 38. Well, you shouldn't have to because this one has a different name already, so it's getting its own, its unique class name already.
The first button isn't inside either.
Yeah, the reject button. What is that? As a.
Oh, that's, yeah, there's a link in there, but I'm not gonna go in there. It shouldn't affect it.
Inspect, show us what's what.
Yeah. This one. Oops. Sorry, no! More till. There you go. Oh, wow. Okay, I wasn't expecting that. I just wanted to expect a button, but I wasn't expecting it to go full screen.
Alright, so if you, that one, the three dots, if you don't have full screen,
Yeah.
and then one of those other options, but for dock side at the top, maybe the second one.
Oh, right, okay.
Or that one, yeah.
Since it's still blue.
What's the one?
So it is inheriting the text decoration and the border. Okay. That's interesting. Not too sure why it's not working, guys, because it was working for me yesterday. Unless just, yeah, no.
Remove the quotes around the colour names.
Remove the what, sorry?
The quotes around the colour names. So remove the quotes around blue, green.
139 versus blue, take it out. Quotation on.
You want me to remove the quotation mark?
Yeah.
I think that's the one is saying that.
Oh, right, yeah. Yeah, that's what it was. Thanks, Richard. Cool. Nicely spotted. Right. So that's adapting based on props and extending styles. Questions? No? Okay. Do I want to talk about that? Yeah, another thing you can do with style component is what they call theming. So in your application, you might want like a general sort of theme to your application, but obviously you also want to be able to like tweaks elements here and there. So what you can do, so how do we do that how do we currently do that? Like giving a theme to our website.
Using the same colour palette.
Yeah, but so say you want the background to be blue in the whole of your application. What do you use then in your external CSS file?
Background color.
Yeah, background color, but
You usually do it in app.css, right? Is that what you get? Like you usually do it in app.css?
yeah. So
Star next to it at the top. Where
yeah. That's what I'm getting at.
What do you get?
the asterisk.
The universal sign. Yeah. So that's what theming essentially is. Let me just check. So that's the documentation, by the way, if you want to know more about all of the properties of style components. So there's a property called theme provider. If I can find it.
Can't find it and you want to search? Just
Yeah, I see.
control F. And type. Not on that page.
Maybe in the advanced one. Yeah, oh there we go. Yeah. So what you can do is, if you want to create a theme for the whole app, you can essentially, if you want, create another file. Say I would just call it like theme. So that will be a constant as well, which we'll call theme. And that's when, so I think you have to use a property called provider. Yeah, theme provider. Oh, no, okay, yeah. So in this case, I think the theme of the app was like, the background color was something like papaya whip or something, which is the favorite color of one of the creator of style component, just a fun fact. Yeah. So if you do it like that, obviously if you're creating a new file, what do we need to do?
What style?
Yeah, import. Style component.
Background colour needs to be in quotes this time. Trying to do background minus colour.
Yeah.
Right, you can do that one, but I mean, background colour needs to be in quotes.
Background color needs to be between.
Yeah, the quotation marks around background colour.
Alright.
Oh, and you can do capital C.
I can do what?
No, really, it's still fine.
Yeah, you need to remove this, the quotes. Oh, it's fine, then it's fine. It's not happy.
So,
No, it's not happy.
You can do the same color and you'll get.
Just want to make sure I have imported it properly. Yeah, it's styled with a D actually. So what would I need to do here?
14.
No, not necessary. Yeah, we can call it theme if you want
No,
to.
that's fine. It's just a question. If it's a convention, go with it.
So then, if you wanted to, obviously, if you wanted to be in your whole app, say if this is a whole app, you wanted to encapsulate everything. So you call it whatever name you've given it. Close it here. Yeah. Does not contain, yeah, a default export. Yeah. Interesting. Yeah.
I think you've misspelled papaya.
Oh yeah, I had. That's weird. I've been using it in the whole of the app, so.
Yeah, quotes this time. Otherwise, it's looking for a variable.
Kaya Whip, I think that's the name of it. Cool. Let's see if it's still here or it's totally broken. Yes, it's totally broken.
Background color shouldn't be in quotes, I think.
What's that?
The background color shouldn't be in quotes.
Oh, yeah, but that's new React. Right, so, yeah. So, remove the hyphen in between background and colour. And capitalise C, please.
Capitalize C.
Yeah, that's it.
Actually thinking we probably don't need the color actually.
Yeah,
It will know that it's the background of the app, so it's yeah. For building.
Something wrong with the window.
We're trying to make a component from an object.
Yes, I think we've also, it's because you need to, I think you need to use that object as well in the actual component.
By the looks of that documentation, you needed to use theme provider, right? And then put theme equals theme.
Yeah, I'll just try to say, let's see, yeah, so we should have that theme. What? I won't give it capital this time. Here. Yeah. That work this time? No.
I thought it was still theme at the top.
Yeah. Maybe this one.
And theme provider is a predefined component. No, it's not.
We'll have to import that
From
from
start, right? Probably.
So we've got this.
Can we write in both styles, so comma, theme provider?
Yeah, that's what I think we need to do. So a non-default import from style component.
so line.
Yeah.
Theme provider.
Theme provider.
Theme provider. Yeah.
Is there a comma?
Comment after styles.
I'll just put that sign inside.
No, hang on.
Promise theme.
What?
Is it
I
right?
don't know. I'll just check.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Woo, we did it.
Nice one.
Right. So let's recap for everyone else. So if you wanted to apply a theme to your app, what you would do is you can, or you don't have to, but you can create a theme JavaScript file. Don't forget to import style from style component. You create a variable called theme, apply it whatever CSS properties you want that you want to apply consistently in the rest of your application, export it, and then in your main file, you would import styled theme provider, and don't forget to import the theme file. And that's actually what makes theming is actually something that makes a style component a unique library compared to other CSS and JS library, because they don't seem to have that that property or that element to it. So yeah. Okay, any questions that I can try to answer?
Could you try changing the background from papaya to like green or red or something that's very bright and obvious that will change the background?
It's not obvious that it's changed any background at the moment.
Oh, you want me to change the background?
Yeah.
Yeah, so more distinctive.
Yeah, sure. You mean in the theme bit?
Like dark
Yeah.
blue or something like that. Like the background now should be blue based.
Yeah.
It was papaya on the screen.
But is this?
Oh wait. That's because we still have the
Oh, the wrapper.
the actual wrapper. Yeah.
Yeah.
We can just move the background from that part. I think if we remove that, we'll have to delete the
So
background.
just take that background.
Yeah.
Or comment out.
Yeah. Maybe it's not encapsulating the wrapper. Probably. It is.
Without quotes.
We could inspect this.
Yeah, that's the ultimate save.
The blue is without quotes. You have put quotes.
Oh, I think it's going to.
T.
Yeah, but we're not really using the style template. I think we're just defining a straight up object there.
Because otherwise it's going to complain that blue isn't defined, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think it will work. Yeah.
Let's inspect the element and see if it's actually getting the background.
We might actually need to pass in the theme within the wrapper or something like that if we want to keep the wrapper. Yeah, I think it's because so that's our wrapper and that's the theme provider. Shall we try and remove the wrapper maybe? See what it does? No.
So you don't have to specify any CSS selectors when you use the theme.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Just because we don't want saying what we want to set the background color is, like what tag we're putting background color on. We're just saying background color blue on once. So the theme provider looks really
Yeah, but normally because you would treat it as a style component as well. So you would render it into the application the same way that you would any other component, and you would let it encapsulate basically all of the other components of your app or whatever.
So whatever properties it's got, just slow down into all the other.
Yeah.
Can you go to that? What's CSS?
There's nothing in, yeah.
Let's have a look. Yeah, there's nothing. Yeah, that's fine. Go down.
But we haven't exported app CSS in the actual in app.js, so it shouldn't affect it.
Nothing.
Can we try another property rather than background? Can we do something that's usually just one word?
Yeah. What do you want it to be? Color?
However, and then delete a few references to colour. Maybe to the button. Delete the reference to the button.
Is that... Yeah. It's gone now. We've totally crashed it. I think it's trying to do something, but yeah. Let's see. Yeah. Equal. Maybe it doesn't like the fact that it's been exporting as a file. I'm not sure. Oops.
It's missing class.
What's a class?
Yeah, it's missing class in this. It's missing some error in the documentation.
Yeah. Start component as full theming support by exporting a theme provider, which we did. I think we actually need to get rid of the wrapper, because I'm wondering if it's actually conflicting, because they're quite similar. So I'm just gonna get rid of that component for now. Maybe we've done too many changes at once.
Just go back. Just control Z. I'll give it changes.
What? Undo everything?
Another time with everything.
Yeah.
Oh, I think I know what's going on.
What's that?
Just the thing, you have to change it out. theme you set the props rather than setting the actual.
Yeah. So this theme passes down to all the components, so they all have a property theme, and then inside the style we would check if that property exists, or we can set it straight up with that property. So like the property would be background something, and so in the component itself we would check like props.theme.background, and that would equate to like red or blue or something. So we would set that up like that.
We wrap it up by accepting or rejecting the mission.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to get back to
Yeah.
where we were first. Yeah, finish. That's. I don't need that anymore. And we don't need that. But now it's not working anyway. Kill them all?
Yeah.
Okay. No problem. So glad I had to do kill them all during the presentation. Whew. Alright, so accept or reject?
Accept, of course.
We'll do both. Let's do accept, which is actually, I think, yeah, exactly great. And a few of you wanted reject, so here we are. The Chewies angels, yeah, they're like super sexy.
What's the female sound of Chewbacca? A bit more like it. That's dolphin.
Okay. If you want to know more, just check out. So there's some very cool introductory video by Max Stoiber and Glenn Mowden, the guy who's addicted to papaya whip. You can check them out on YouTube. There's one that's like even like 4 minutes, so if you want to do like, you know, a super speedy introduction to style components, that might be a good idea. And of course you've got the documentation as well. Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Can you stop?
Stop.